Welcome to Experience the Power of Peace global online gathering, in which we will gather for powerful conversations with inspiring speakers to call in and embody peace. This gathering is designed to inspire, uplift, and empower us to experience peace as power and heal wounded hearts, calm the chaos in the world, and bring peace to earth right here, right now. I am your host, Laura V., and I am thrilled to introduce Dr. Katja Rusanen. Dr. Katja Rusanen is a spiritual counselor with a doctoral degree in spiritual science and two master's degrees in spiritual psychology and spiritual science. She enables clients to transform their lives by making peace with their past and stepping into their true potential. Her pragmatic approach, combined with profound spiritual insights, leads to lasting results. Dr. Katja empowers clients to thrive after trauma. She will be talking today about 3 keys to find freedom and peace from past trauma. So, Dr. Katja, can you share what inspired you to focus on helping people reframe trauma and find emotional freedom and peace in their lives?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for this opportunity to be here and share and hopefully be a spark of light and inspiration for someone who is on the journey as well. So, what got me started with this is that I went through personal trauma at the age of 16. And that happened when first of all, it started well. It started with the Sweet 16. I fell in love for the first time. And I felt all the butterflies in my belly, and all of a sudden the sun was shining brighter, and the birds were singing sweet melodies as I was falling in love for the first time. Maybe you remember as well your first love, like the feeling like, I get to be with him, I get to see him again, the excitement and joy that it brought forward for me. It just felt very, very magical. But unfortunately, my love story did not have the happily ever after. It ended very suddenly when my mom shared the news that my boyfriend had died by suicide. And that moment really stopped me because it felt like part of me died as well that very moment. And it felt that the grief was overwhelming, and there was this question why. That was like an open wound that would never stop bleeding, because I was trying to understand why this happened. What did I do wrong? Like, why didn't I see it coming? Why didn't I wasn't I able to save him? Because I'm very intuitive, and this was something I just didn't see coming. And I started blaming myself that I wasn't attentive enough, attractive enough. I just simply wasn't enough. And that put me into a very, very dark place that I was very close to follow his footsteps. But luckily, there was this, what I call divine grace, the spark of light that came through into my very dark mind on the 11th hour. And that helped me to turn around as I remembered the love. It felt like love pulled me back to life. And that started my healing journey through the grief, trauma, and darkness. And now, as I have done the path, I've walked the path, and I've found some, thanks to my spiritual teachers, found some keys that help me and have helped my clients. So now I just want to help others on their path as well, just ensuring to them that it's possible. Something that I didn't believe back then when I was going through those dark moments. I didn't think that it's possible to find joy of living again. And now, when I'm looking back, just so grateful that I had the courage to keep taking steps forward, even when I felt the darkness around me. And it was then the journey that took me here. And now I have the calling to help others to liberate themselves from the prison of the past, because our past does not need to define our future.
Thank you. That was so powerful. What a powerful story and what a beautiful outcome for
Mm,
what came out of that, the work that you're doing, because I know that your work is very powerful and special personally. So I'm so
thank
glad
you.
that you're able to share that with people. You mentioned three spiritual keys to freedom. Could you share one of these keys and explain how it helps people reclaim their inner peace?
Absolutely. Because when we are going through challenging life experience, whether it's the trauma with big T that I went through, or just everyday trauma, like even the loneliness can be traumatic. So it doesn't matter what we are going through, but there are these keys that can help you and support you on the path. And first key is observation. And now you might be asking, like, what do we observe? Like, what's the thing? So, what there is three levels on this. So, first of all, let's observe the thoughts. Observe the thoughts like this is the mental level. The things that you are saying to yourself, about the event, about life in general, others, God or higher power, whatever you call it. So, what are the recurrent thoughts in your mind? And when you gain that awareness, when you observe your thoughts, you might start checking in. Are these thoughts supporting me? Are they encouraging me? Or are they discouraging me? Are they working against me? And often, when we have gone through challenges in life, these stories that we tell within are often discouraging. I was in that like in many years, my inner language that I used against myself was something I would have never ever said anybody else. But somehow it was okay to use that type of language towards myself. Like, I think many of us are like, oh, I would not say that to anybody, but we are saying these things to ourselves. So now it's like, okay, just observe. That's the first step, like gaining that like, awareness. Okay, these are my thoughts. And then another level we can observe is the emotional level. So, what's happening in your body? For example, if you have that thought, I'm not good enough, that was one of my recurrent thoughts that I went through. So, what's happening in your body? Even the physical posture, like are you sitting straight or are you getting smaller and smaller and shrinking? So, what's happening within? And there might be some sensations as you start paying attention. And sometimes after trauma, we might also feel numb. And we might, because I cut the cord between to the emotions, because that was just too much. And that is one of the coping mechanisms we go through. But then if you're in a safe place, maybe you just check in. What am I feeling inside? And if it feels that numbness, okay, let's observe that. Like, okay, I feel numb. Where do I feel the most numb? Like, what's this location for that? And you can just allow it to be what it is. We are not trying at this point to change anything. We are just observing and just paying attention. And then in the physical level, you might check in like what you are doing or not doing. Like, are you taking the action you desire or are you not taking the action you desire? Like, that's again another level of awareness. And that way we start seeing life, like we start observing ourselves. And this is just gaining information. And I will give you a bonus keys here as well, because what comes then? You might be asking, okay, now I observe. What do I do then? What's the next step? Like, I just observe things. The next step is to apply compassion. Like you observe, you have these thoughts, maybe you have some feelings or you don't have feelings, and maybe you're doing or not doing something. What happens often we judge ourselves. We say, I should be thinking that way. I shouldn't be thinking that way. Or I should be feeling this. Or I shouldn't be feeling that. I should be doing that. Or I shouldn't be doing that. What can we do with this? It is that we can apply, and this is something I learned from University of Santa Monica, and it just changed my life. Like we can apply compassionate self-forgiveness. And this is something a little bit different because forgiveness sometimes is like people are like, oh, that doesn't work for me, or it's so hard, it's so challenging. I've been there too. I was like, ah, don't talk to me about forgiveness. But what we do here is just forgiving those judgments. I forgive myself for judging myself as not good enough. Or I forgive myself for judging myself as whatever that judgment is. And that way, we are just starting to liberate ourselves. Because those judgments are the things like we already got hurt. Like we went through challenging life experience, and now we are just adding rocks on our backpack, and it's getting heavier and heavier and heavier. So, what we want to do is start liberating ourselves, and that happens through the forgiveness. Because healing is, for me, it's a journey, and there are different stages that we go through, and it doesn't need to be linear. We might move some of the stages real quick, some of the stages might take a little bit time. Because the first thing when we go through adversity or trauma, it's really basically the surviving. And that is the time when it's even if you get out from the bed, that's okay. Like that's the all you have energy to do that moment. And even if you can't get out from the bed, even just being here, that's okay. That's enough. So just having the compassion with yourself, like, okay, I'm just the right now it is surviving. That's the stage. And from there, there comes a moment when we start opening up. You might start noticing a new energy coming in, and you start seeking. You start seeking. For me, it was that deeper meaning. I kept asking why, because I was looking for that deeper meaning and purpose in life. And that led me then to spiritual teachings and spiritual teachers. And I started more actively healing. There was more active effort to find something that was helping me in the healing process. And after that comes the rebuilding. Your life will not look the same, but it doesn't mean that it can't be good. So you can find a new way to rebuild your life, rebuild yourself as well, because things changed. So now you might have some new ways of being because you gained awareness. And then comes after the rebuilding, that's the moment when we start then thriving. And the timeline on this, it's very unique to whoever is in the question. It's very individual, but it's just good to notice where you are on that journey and have that compassion with yourself because you are doing the very best you can. If you could do more, you would do more. And then sometimes it is just embracing yourself and just supporting yourself because that compassion is really a key for that inner peace. And like once we have that compassion, we also can open up to a greater level of awareness. And that's the third key. Awareness is the key, really. And what do I mean with that awareness of what? Like we started gaining that awareness as we observed those mental, emotional, and physical levels. And now this is something I love helping my clients do, is to start seeing things from soul's perspective, from the spiritual perspective. And what can take you there is really asking, what am I learning through this experience in a positive sense? And that's a good addition. I need to always say, in a positive sense, like what's the learning here? Because what if we are in the earth school? Like we are souls having this human experience. And before we were born, we kind of wanted to learn something like, hey, how can I use this experience for my growth and upliftment? And we kind of made some ideas like, okay, I would like to learn about forgiveness. I would like to learn about loving. I would like to learn about compassion, all these beautiful things. And then we come here and we forget the plan and we are asking, why in the earth I'm going through this? Right? So we're like, why? And what if you start asking, hey, okay, what what am I learning? And you can take a look even your whole life and just start checking what are the things you are learning through these experiences you are going through, because that is the way you can start seeing your life from soul's perspective, and you can start seeing your spiritual curriculum. And that way you can be like, hey, lesson learned, check. And now I can utilize what I have learned to handle the situations better in the future. So I actually gave you three keys, but couldn't wait, just leave you with one.
I appreciate that because I was going to ask, I was like, what are the other keys? So thank you so much. That was wonderful. You know, being a trauma survivor myself, I had sort of accepted the idea that if I could just get stable and manage the trauma symptoms, that was the best I could do. That was the best I
Yeah.
was going to get. And I'd hear about thriving and I had a sense of, but I feel like when you're in the healing journey, you can't even conceive of what thriving you think you have an idea of what thriving looks like, but when it's not something that's part of your daily experience, it just occurred to me to ask to you, maybe from your own perspective and maybe from your other clients' perspectives, what does thriving look like?
Yeah, I love that question. And I totally relate. That's why I was like, have compassion wherever you are on the journey. Because there was days for me I couldn't even see tomorrow. So if that's your sensation right now, just have that compassion with yourself and just having the awareness, hey, there are something else coming in the future. Maybe that gives you the permission just to be with yourself and allow yourself be in the like a butterfly in a cocoon, just taking care of yourself. And then when we are going through this journey and the growth, what thriving really means for me is like having that deeper connection with your calling. And we all have our different callings, whether it is like, hey, I want to help others to to discover something. I want to contribute something meaningful in the world, whether it is through like coaching, healing, whether it's through art, whether it is that you want to like serve and support others, whether your calling is to be a mom or dad, like whatever that is, we all have these callings in our hearts. And for me, thriving means that we are really saying yes to our calling and we are actively taking action to make it happen in the world. So we are open to taking those action steps for and then move our calling forward. Like we have that mission, like soul's mission, and we are saying yes, and we are on that mission, however it looks like for you. And that is something that you have that purpose in life again, because I feel that's super important. Because when we lack purpose, it can be a very challenging place to be. At least that was for me. Like I needed the something. I needed something greater than me to feel that I am contributing here. And that brings the meaning into our lives once again. Because sometimes when we go through trauma, we kind of lose that purpose because things change. Things shook our core. And then we are just needing something that keeps us going because we really have this opportunity here. So, how can you best use your God-given talents and gifts and have that joy of living once again?
Wow. Wow, thank you. Thank you. When you said that thriving to you is living your calling, it was just wow, that just hit me in the core. And it leads me to one more question and then we'll move on to something
Yes,
else we want to talk
absolutely.
about. But how do you know that you have found your calling?
Love that question. I think you just know. And sometimes how I see our life's journey, like I have had different paths that have led me here. But then now when I see it, it's like, huh, they are interestingly supporting what I do now in their own ways. So we might have also different callings, different eras in our life. For example, if you have children, you might have had the era where you have really devoted yourself to be the mom or dad or the caregiver. And then there might come a time when your children leave and they are starting their own lives. And not that you continue being the mom or dad, but you also have then room for something new. And you might find a different calling, but and that can take you forward. But I feel that the calling is really inner knowing, that it feels aligned, not only with your mind, because sometimes we can analyze things on the paper and it's like, that sounds good. Yeah, but also emotional level, that it feels aligned. Physical level, like that you are like actively taking steps. And yes, we can get scared on the way, but there is that willingness to find a way and hopefully find support because fear and it getting stuck on the comfort zone, especially after trauma, is very common. Been there, definitely. Want the routines, want safety, and sometimes it can feel scary, but that's why we are here together. We are here to support each others to shine. And it's okay to shine, it's safe to shine. And then it's also the calling in a deeper spiritual level that it feels that this is the calling. This is me because I tried to do different things with my coaching and counseling business, and I always kept coming back to this, helping people after trauma. And on mind level, there was other ideas that were so good. And I tried, but it just didn't work for me because my calling is to help people after trauma, liberate them from the past. So I always kept coming back again and again. And then I was like, okay, this is it. This is my calling.
That, thank you. Yeah, I can relate. I can definitely relate. Thank you. That really helps. Awesome. So lastly, in your work, you guide people to transform pain into purpose. And you mentioned this a little bit. How does this
Hmm.
process contribute to healing hearts and birthing a peaceful world now?
Yeah. I believe that when we allow ourselves to heal, we also change a little bit the frequency that we bring here and we become more loving. We can have more compassion, a little bit more patience with others wherever they are on their journey. Because often when we have gone through trauma, there can be triggers for us. And sometimes we are learning through those triggers as well. Like they can be gifts, like they bring things to surface for healing for a reason. So anytime you have a trigger, yes, it's not easy or nice sometimes to feel those triggers, but it's an opportunity as well. So this is just the mindset shift. Like if you get triggered, you can see it as a gift because that came forward for healing and support. Like you can find that support for you that you need that moment. But then when we are clearing those triggers, when we are clearing those emotional blocks, when we are clearing any karma that can be uplifted at this time, what is left is the love and peace. And when we operate from this place, it is so different how we navigate our journey in life. So I believe like when we all, and I love what you're doing here, Laura, bringing people together to really with that intention to bring greater peace here and allowing us to support each others on this journey and finding those ways how we can just starting with us within us to connect more deeply with the love and peace and light that I believe we are.
That is really beautiful. Thank you. I'm letting that soak in a little bit. Wow, very cool. Um, Thank you. Can you tell us about the guided prayer meditation you'll be leading to complete this session?
Yes, I normally do these prayer meditations as I always love calling forward spiritual assistance because I believe spirit knows what we need and we all have our unique situations, unique stories. So I love giving it over for spirit. I'm here as a conduit, I'm here as a facilitator, but really inviting spiritual assistance for us. And I also want to just invite, if you're tuning in here, if you're in a safe place, give yourself a moment to relax. If you can sit comfortably or lay down and just start taking a couple of deep breaths in and out. And in case during this meditation I use words that you don't use, just replace them because it's more about the energy that is coming through than the words. It is really having that intention to experience greater inner peace and emotional freedom. So just allow yourself to take those deep breaths in and out while I'm asking, Dear Father, Mother God, allow us now to step into your light. We have gathered here as we would love to experience greater inner peace in our lives. And we are asking great archangels to support us here and create safe and sacred place for each one of us. And if there is any karma, any negativity, anything of the lower nature that is ready to be released for the highest good of all concerned, I'm asking Spirit to step forward and uplift those things from us, allowing us to experience greater inner peace and a place where we can trust. Let us be filled with light once again, letting the light surround us and support us as well. And let's just bring our attention to our mind that has worked so hard trying to figure things out. So let's just send some light into our mind. Just imagine that you bring the beautiful light, whatever color you like, and that fills your mind. And if there are any thoughts coming through, just say thank you, thank you, thank you. Let them come and let them go. You are just sending light into your mind. Beautiful. And now let's move to the emotional level. Let's scan our body from top of our head to tip of our toes. Just notice if there is any areas that are calling your attention. Maybe you notice something. Maybe you didn't. If you found a place or two, just send their light. And if you did not feel anything, just choose a place and send the light. There is no right or wrong here. You can always send light, and it knows its way for the highest good. And now, just imagine that there is one thing that you could do to move yourself forward. And just for a moment, use your imagination to imagine what the thing is. One thing that you can do for yourself, your mission. Just when you receive that, what the thing is, let's just send light as you see in your mind's eye that you are already doing it. And we are just sending light ahead. And if you are overthinking, just pick one thing. Maybe it's just loving yourself. Beautiful. And now for a moment, I invite you to connect with your soul's wisdom. And we are asking great archangels to assist us here. And if there is a message that you are ready to receive, I'm inviting the message to be received with ease. So just tune in and see if there is something coming forward for you. Whether you receive something or whether the message is still on its way. I just say thank you, thank you, thank you. And embrace our beingness once again with light and love. Let us feel the peace that is available for us. And let's tune into that joy that is also available for us. And believe that it is possible to fulfill our purpose here, as we can use everything for our learning, growth, and upliftment. So let's just bring our focus into our heart. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out. And say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. So gently start coming back. And you can move your body a little bit. Maybe have a sip of water. And when you're ready, open your eyes with a smile.
Funny. I cannot not smile. I'm like just beaming. Thank you. Wow, that went deep for me, and I'm sure others are going to feel that. Thank you so much. This has been an amazing conversation and experience, and thank you so much for being here and sharing your wisdom and your experience and your skills and your talents.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. I know that you have a wonderful free gift for our audience, and it is called Feel Lighter, Three Guided Meditations for Emotional Healing and Inner Wisdom. Would you like to say a few words about the free gift so the audience knows what they are getting?
Absolutely. So if you enjoyed this meditation, you will receive these three meditations. It is really designed to support you. First one will be clearing the path. We start the clearing process so that when you receive the second meditation, you can connect with your soul's wisdom even deeper. And then the third one is where we start co-creating with spirit. So we start like awakening to that manifestation that is possible for you. So that is what this meditation series is all about. It's really designed to support you on your journey. So I do hope that you get that gift, and that way I can contribute, because you can go back there and listen to those meditations again and again whenever you need. So it's really available for you to support you on your journey.
I agree. That sounds amazing. And absolutely, I encourage all of you who are watching to go claim that gift right away. And all you have to do is scroll down a little bit below this video on the page and click on the link. So thank you, Katja. Can you tell us where we can find you online?
Absolutely. So I'm in the most of the social media platforms with Dr. Katja Rusanen. So you see my name there. And I'm sure Laura will put the links too, because this name comes from Finland. So sometimes it's hard to spell. But it is, and then you can go to my website as well to check the latest. So it's katjarusanen.com, KatjaRusanen and .com, and that's where you can also connect with me. And I'm always, if you are checking on YouTube my meditation and spiritual insight videos, I'd love to always hear your feedback, your thoughts, your takeaways, as well as the summit interview. Like, I'd love to hear from you, so don't feel shy to reach out, because I am always so excited to connect with people and hear from their journey, their insights and takeaways, because that really gives me the fuel to keep going. So always do reach out.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you. Um, do you have any new projects or upcoming announcements you would like to our audience to know about?
Yes, well, I just released my book. It is called Your Spiritual Curriculum, and it goes deeper with to the 5 steps to make peace with your past and transform your future. So, if what I said today resonated with you, I'd highly invite you to check out the book. It's available on Amazon, and it just is opportunity to take the things even deeper, because each chapter has some exercises that help you to gain insights and help you to gain that awareness on your journey, on your path, so that you can really truly like have that joy of living and fulfill your soul's mission here.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Oh, can't wait to grab that. So thank you once again. This has been amazing, and I've enjoyed every moment of this conversation. Everybody, I hope you loved this interview and received some great energy from it. And I will see you in the next interview. And don't forget to go claim that free gift.